And speaking of changes and whether things will stay the same, this happened earlier today.
Please repeat after me. I, Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
I, Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Charter of the City of New York.
And the Charter.
You can see how gleeful he is when he says that, because this man, well, as you probably all remember, he is from Brooklyn, New York, and that is why he is saying that. But you can see that he's like a very proud papa right now. He gives off
and I'm willing to grant Bernie that. Alex is annoying as shit with her hovering all over Zohran. It's annoying.
The fact that the fact that she's standing like right in line with the camera,
of course she is.
That's not a mistake.
Of course not.
Yeah. And look at how she's standing and look at how the governor is standing. First of all, the governor is so pitiful, to say the least. I mean, what can you say about Hochul other than the fact that she happens to be elected as mayor or governor in a super blue state? That's the only thing she has going for her.
She's just a non-entity to me. Like, I don't think of her one way or the other. She doesn't matter.
Charter of the City of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York.
Of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Did you see that, everybody? Did you see that? Believe it or not, Muslims actually believe in God, very much so. Same God. Same God. Like, that's what's so fascinating. All the people that are so freaking out about the Muslim in New York, same God, different Bible, same God.
I want to make this very clear. Yeah. I want to make this very clear to everybody. And I see what everybody's saying in the chat. Here's the bottom line. He's the mayor now. And now a lot of pressure is going on his back. A lot. So we'll see what he's capable of doing. Yeah. Maybe he falls flat on his face. Maybe he gets some stuff done. Maybe it's a little off.
Muslims totally revere Jesus and the Virgin Mary.
Yeah. So I think it is incumbent upon all of us to give him a grace period. Not much, maybe a few months, but let's see what he can do. Because he clearly has a mandate and he's clearly got people behind him. So let's see if he uses it for anything that's worth writing home about. Now he's in charge. Everything that happened before doesn't mean anything. Now he sits in the governor's mansion and he sits at the head of City Hall.
The Gracie Hall. Mansion.
Gracie Mansion and City Hall.
Right. No, you said the governor's mansion.
Did I say that? I apologize.
No, I'm just saying. So, yeah, I think that, that's nice. He definitely gets some time to do some stuff and see what he does. But I feel like for me, it's going to really come down to policing and what he allows and doesn't allow there, and what he allows and doesn't allow with the Zios in general. So we're going to see. That's really, yeah. And I'm very skeptical.
I am too. Extremely. He's going to have to prove it. It's not a question of whether he can, but remember, he made it very clear that one of the things that he was planning on doing as mayor is withholding the Israel contracts, the city contracts with Israel. Okay, put your money where your mouth is. Let's see you do it, because you could get that started right away. There is nothing that is holding you back from bringing to the forefront this issue, which we can all agree is one that is righteous and absolutely necessary. And you know why it's righteous and necessary? Because of this shit. Israel on Tuesday said it will suspend over 24 humanitarian organizations, including Doctors Without Borders, for failing to meet its new rules to vet international organizations working in Gaza. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, but I do know that this is the first time ever that Doctors Without Borders has been denied entry into a country.
First time. And they are revered the world over. They are regarded as one of the most non-political humanitarian organizations anywhere. And why, Jen, would Israel have to bar them from Gaza?
Well, they can't have people in there that are going to be truth tellers. First of all, they don't want to help the Palestinians. They want them to all die. Like, they don't want to help them. So why would you want doctors? They've been doing everything they can to eliminate any form of healthcare there. So this is just one more strategy. But that's the first thing. They don't want to help them. They don't want them to have healthcare. And the other reason is they don't need people in there to bear witness and see truth, because they need time to cover it all up. So they need to go through with bulldozers and get rid of a bunch of evidence and do a bunch of stuff. They don't want this for the same reason they can't have journalists in there.
Can you explain in a little more depth what Doctors Without Borders actually does, just what their organization is meant to do?
It is okay. Can one of my mods get rid of Antifa Bog? Thank you. Yeah. So Doctors Without Borders is a global organization of physicians that dedicate their lives to going into very scary places that are very dangerous and helping people all over the world in war zones, after disasters, anywhere where there's need, they'll go. And it's one of the best organizations in terms of how much money that you give actually goes to the program. They're one of the best. They're one of the best. So if you're not with Doctors Without Borders, it's like, you might as well tell me you don't like puppies. Mm-hmm. Like, you're the same people.
And therein lies why it's so imperative that if Zoran is for real, you have to take the fight to Israel in a way that forces them to have to reconsider what they're doing. One of those ways, stop their contracts. Tell them, I'm pulling your contracts, or Doctors Without Borders is every right to go in and expose what's going on. Unless, of course, you have something to hide, which we all know they do. The Ministry of Diaspora Affairs said the organizations that will be banned on January 1st, today, did not meet new requirements for sharing staff, funding, and operations information. What exactly do they think that Doctors Without Borders is going to do by having access to Gaza?
Okay, Doctors Without Borders is the NGO equivalent of Miss Rachel. That's that, or Mr. Rogers. Doctors Without Borders is not political. Doctors Without Borders, all they do is save lives and try to help. That's it. They're doctors. They don't have no political agenda. So anything that you would say negative about them is just stupid.
Yeah, it's a reflection, once again, of how they are running out of real estate. We have been as definitive about this as we can possibly be. We have seen it for the past 2+ years. But in this case, they are, once again, as you alluded to, this is another Miss Rachel type situation.
Yeah.
There is no legitimate defense, none, to going after Doctors Without Borders. Zero.
And Sunny points out an important fact, and I know we're not doing super chats yet, but guys, there is a group called Doctors Against Genocide that is a really good organization that is apparently still able to get in. So, yeah. So
we'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts. Who's to say that that's not going to change?
That's true. I don't know. I'm just, Doctors Without Borders is the best.
Yes, and we are constantly reminded that it was always going to get worse before it got better, and the night is always going to be darkest before the dawn. But this is one of those situations where you cannot sweep this under the rug. There's a lot of things that they have been successfully able to do with endless amounts of money, with endless amounts of infrastructure. They have been able to get away with this at an unconscionable level because, as we've pointed out time and again, the only reason the Israelis are able to do this is because of the amount of money and power that they have at their disposal. When you have that, you can shut a lot of people up, especially people that are desperate. So if you go to the heart of this problem and say, well, we're just going to pay him off, what else? What else could you possibly expect? Now, naturally, they are going to respond as they have. And we know that this is just another layer in a much bigger problem.